Hello, hello, it's Whatever Wednesday. I'm so sorry I didn't post on Monday. I only did a short and I am really behind in what I've got to get done for these orders of these hats that I'm making. So I figured it's Whatever Wednesday, so I'll bring you along on my journey here on getting things done and explain it a little more. Now, this one here, the person wanted a custom hat where they gave me this image that was actually a tattoo. This is I believe this might be a surprise um, gift. So they had this tattoo, so I drew it on. I used press and seal from Glad, and I draw on there so that I can just transfer it right to the hat and it won't move or anything, and then I can burn it right on top, and that way I'm not messing up the hat, like drawing right on the hat and then it getting messed up. I draw on this press and seal, and then I press and seal it on here where I want to position it. Now this one really isn't positioned where I want it to, but it's going to be there. They wanted horseshoes here, and then I have these that are going to go, sorry about that, on either side, and then I just lay them the way they should be. Now I'm not doing it exactly where they're going to be, but I am just to show you guys what I'm doing here. Here's the back of the hat, and here's another piece of this that I drew a feather and two flowers on, and I will center that because here's like the center. I will try to center that a little better and lay it right in there, and then when I press it down I can just draw right over it with the wood burning tool, and it will be burned in there. And then this also will go on this side, and I'll try to match these two up, these sides up, and I'll put this one to the side because that's one of them that I'm doing. I got this one all set and ready to go, but I'm a little nervous because it is a pure white hat, but they wanted a horse theme, and the girl who is ordering this said she wanted it for her engagement party in February, and so no pressure there, right? And then I had this one that I'm going to start on right now, which has the steer horns, sunflower feathers coming down. Now I don't have the feathers drawn on here. I do that with the tool, and any other places that I need to embellish it a little bit, like the centers of the flowers and stuff, I do that without drawing it on. I really don't have to draw it on. But these are all placed where they should be, and so I can start. And I'm going to have you guys see if you guys can come down a little further and see while I'm burning it. So let's see if I can get this all set up here, and hopefully the cat won't come over here and try to jump up on here while I'm working, because that'll be a disaster. Okay, so then I just take my tool. Can you see me doing this? I hope so. I was pretty far away last time I saw. I didn't have you guys zoomed in, and I just follow the picture. It's not as hard as it may seem. As long as you have a steady hand, you'll be okay. And then I'll just take that away. And then when I'll come back to do the inside. Now I just gently, I don't press down real hard. It's hot enough. And I don't have to really be perfect with these petals and stuff. I can fix them if I need to. I probably won't need to, but I just keep making those petals, and you see that press and seal is melting away. It doesn't melt into the hat, it just melts away. So I don't have to worry about that either. But it helps guide me into tracing. I'll go up here. I think that's my best bet. I'm doing this awkwardly so that you guys can see, because usually I'm right down in there with my face. So I don't miss anything. And I'm trying to stay out of the way so you guys can see what I do. And so it's just a little more difficult this time around. But yeah. For some reason, these suckers really lately have been very popular. So that is awesome for me. You know, bills get paid. Or bills need to be paid, and that sure as heck helps. So that is why I am happy to do it. Alrighty. Now what I do then is I'm able just to pick off all this plastic, and you see the sunflower that I just burned into the hat. Easy peasy. I was at a craft show, like I mentioned before, on Saturday, and I had my hats there. I had a few people look at them, and they were like, "Wow, those are awesome! Never seen them before. That's pretty cool what you do," and things like that. If you go online, there are people who do these, but they use a laser printer. And I had a few people come up to me and say, "You do this by hand? I thought this stuff was all done by a printer." And I said, "No, I do mine by hand." I said, "From what I gather, doing it with a laser printer is a pain in the petunia." They say they have so much trouble lining things up and making sure things fit and printing things out and hoping that it doesn't mess up on the hat. You know, that's a lot of stress. This is so fast for me, a lot faster for me to do it this way. I like being hands-on, and I like being, how could I say, not dependent on a machine to do the work. Because man, if the machine wouldn't be doing it the right way, you have lost all that money on those hats that you bought to work on. I'm gonna get these out of the way so I can put those little lines and dots in. But yeah, they were quite. I had actually had one of the other vendors come over and say to me, how do you do these by hand?" And I told her with a wood burning tool, because that's the way it was originally. People originally did these. So she was like, "Oh, we got a laser printer, but it has been a nightmare," she said. She said it's to the point now where we just let our grandkids play with the hats on the laser printer. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like that's gonna make that laser printer not get broken, huh?" I have not ever seen it done, but I've heard of it being done. So, but hey, to each their own. If they can handle the stress, more power to them. Why add more stress when it doesn't take as long. I mean, I'm pretty sure you gotta have it. It's gonna have to do this one, then that one, you know, and it has to be recalibrated and all this other happy crap in order for you to just get from one to the next design. And then, like, sometimes the hat brims aren't wide, so you don't have the right size pattern. And then you gotta be lucky that if people are selling the patterns online, if you don't make your own, and you get those, oops, sorry, I think I took you out of frame there. You gotta hope that they had what you need, if you need it for a narrow brim or a wide brim. I just draw some up. I have some drawn up, and when I need them, I just get them out, and I put, the easiest way I do it is I will put this press and seal over top of my drawing and trace it, and then put it on here. And that's the easiest way. I don't have to depend on any machinery, hoping that it'll turn out right. See, and now I just add the seam to the leaves real easily. And then you just move on to the next area. It's really hard because I have this tripod here and it's just like in my way. That and the stand that I use this metal stand to hold this thing when I'm not using it, and that's sliding all over the place. Let me see if you can see me again. Yep, you can. Okay, I'll finish the rest of this one. And these are the other flowers on this side. It doesn't look too hard to do, does it? I don't think so. And I figured, well, if I have to do a video today, I'm bringing you guys along on the ride so that I can get this done, get these done, and get a video at the same time. So I'm not shunning you guys for another day, because I did on Monday. I had this lady order 24 towels to be crocheted. And it wouldn't have been so bad, but I had to custom make the towels with Eagles and Philadelphia Phillies and Philadelphia Eagles logos. So there was a lot of sewing involved, and oh my gosh, yeah, it was not a really quick and easy thing. So there I am with 24 towels, hoping that I can get them done. And I don't think she grasped the idea that I was custom making them, because I even showed her logos and the colors of the towels and things, and how I was going to put football fabric on the bottom and stuff like that. And I don't know if she grasped it. And I said, well, geez, I said I should have them done for you to pick up, because she said she wasn't going to be here until next Monday. And I said, oh, thank you, that's plenty of time. I said, I've just got those to do yet, and then they'll be done. And then all of a sudden she says, do you think you could have them done by tomorrow? And I'm like, what the heck? Where did that come from? And I did it. I just forced myself. I was up late crocheting my life away, sewing yesterday morning to get some more of those done, and then crocheting and buttons, and yeah, yarn, buttons, and towels were flying yesterday. I was so sick of doing them, and after a while your hands are like, I don't think so, buddy, you need to quit. That's what my hands were saying. Yeah, you need a break. And I was so happy that I was getting done. And it was just in time for Amazon to arrive with these hats for me to make these hats next. So, yeah, it was just like one thing after another, right on top of each other. And not feeling well and being depressed with this year's Christmas situation in the family. So, all these things are weighing heavily, and the bad part is, you guys in this community of YouTube are where I go for friendships and stuff like that. I have no real. I'm in the town that I grew up in, but I don't have the friends that I grew up with. Everybody has gone away. I really don't get out to make friends, and so, and it's not that I'm not friendly or sociable, it's just circumstances. It's just the way things are. You can't help things. Things happen. Okay, I'm going to make these leaves have a little seam up the middle here. And I haven't gotten to do my nails. My nails are horrendous. So just disregard that if you can. Sorry about that. I'm not one to go places and get my nails done. I do them myself. It's cheaper. Doesn't take a whole lot of time out of my day to sit somewhere where they poke and prod your fingernails and have to be shaped a certain way. And I was like, forget that crap. Just do it yourself. That's money that you saved, time you saved. And it's not all that hard. And, and I got, in this hand, I have a permanent pin in here, and I had surgery here where my ligaments are fused at my knuckles, so I can't really close my hand. I can't really do too much, but I manage. It's like things are sort of difficult, but you adapt. So, because the reason I brought that up was when I got hurt at work. It was a work injury, and I had my nails painted, and I went into a hearing, and they said, how do you manage to paint your nails? Well, at the time, I wasn't painting my nails. My daughter was helping me with that. So I told them that, and they said, are you sure that's how they're getting painted? I said, well, yeah, that's definitely how they're getting painted, because I'm not doing it myself. She's nice enough to do it for me. Well, how old is she? Are you sure that she's the one that... It's like, oh, give it up. It's just, what has that got to do with me not being able to work? Oh, she can paint her nails so she can do the job. It's like, get a life. No, I do not. I just thought I'd look presentable here in the courtroom and have my nails painted. Heaven forbid. You know what I mean? Yeah, so there we go. There's that. There's that pattern all done. Doesn't take long. And that'll be the same pattern on the back. And then the sides are different with feathers and flowers. And then I do the front here, which is going to have the horns wrapped around on both sides in the front with a sunflower and feathers hanging down the front. And then this one will be done. So yes, this is what I'm doing with my time right now. And being as I have 3 of them to do, I'm going to be working on those all night tonight. And sorry, it's my little stand. I'm trying to get it so that I can put my tool down and it doesn't want to sit up. Oh my God. Life. They always say life happens. No, shit happens. Life just happens to be in the way of shit. Or shit just happens to be in the way of life. One of the two. But they're always getting in on each other. It's always a shit storm. I'm pretty sure I got a lot of people agreeing with me there. But yep, that's what I'm doing. And that's how it looks. And so there's not really a whole lot to do, but it is, you have to have patience, and I guess a little bit of drawing skills and steady hand, and be able to add things when that isn't there to add. I don't have everything on here, like these feathers on here. When I'm done, I'll have all the lines drawn in, and it'll look a lot better. So yeah, that's how I do it. And you can see here, these feathers are going to need help too. But as long as the customer's happy, that's all that matters, right? The customer is supposed to always be right and happy. Except when you're a customer yourself, sometimes it just doesn't seem that way. Especially around the holiday season. Like, there's so many grumpy, grinchy people. You try to be jolly, but yeah, the Grinch comes out real quick. So I hope you like this little more in-depth close-up tutorial on how I do my hat burning. And maybe once I get these all done tonight, I will, if I get these all done tonight, which I don't know if I will. It's pretty early. I probably will. I will post pictures of the finished ones. And I'll have them posted up. I won't be doing a short. I'll just have them as a post if you want to check them out. Thanks for stopping by. So sorry about Monday, and we'll see what Friday brings us. Hopefully it'll be a spooky story and a sketch. And a little downtime for me. So, hope you guys are having a good night. Have a great rest of your week, and I shall catch you guys on Friday for sure. Bye-bye for now. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Catch you later. Bye-bye.